bam, bam, bam. Oh, dear. Well, I didn't realise my mic wasn't muted then. Oh well. At least it could have been worse. I could have, I don't know. Who knows? Hello, everybody. You can always not watch and then judge on your own and the such as there, if you want. I'll give it a couple of minutes more, by the way, before we jump into it, to see how the puzzles go. I've like picked up a bunch of extra puzzles to potentially do after the judge and solve. We'll see how the evening goes. But I got a bit of time, bit of energy. Hey, Damasosos. But yeah, excited to see the. I've had a quick look at the rules. I tried to avoid this round to like do much with the rules and stuff with the approvals and things. To see if to like save it for the stream, but then I've also, because I saw some stuff in chat happening and then other bits and pieces, I have now seen all of the stuff. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I saw this one earlier in CTC server, I think. I'll definitely pop that on the list to solve later. Jump that one. There's my list gone. Whoops. Is this gonna work? This is gonna work. Nice. Hey, Chad. Hey, Fami. I have now added the sandwiches, Chad, to the puzzles. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, got quite a few people in, so let's start to take a look, I think, at the finals, because these have now been posted, haven't they? I think so. People have got access to the links. Yeah, I kind of realized that, or assumed that anyway. So nice. So yeah, so we got quad parity sums, so digits surrounding the quads. You either get the sum of all the evens or the sum of all the odds in those 4 surrounding cells. And then we've got our Krupke-Doots. Actually, I never know how they're meant to be pronounced. That's what I'll go for until I'm corrected. Gonna have to have rules with, I can't even remember what they're called now. They're like thingamajiggy stuff that tells you how to pronounce stuff on Wikipedia. Hey, you're right, thanks. So yes, yeah. Please, like it's a group solve. So definitely taking. I should put like tag stuff, or I'll just do. Yeah, I'm pleased that they made it for the final. But to be fair, they are just chilling here most evenings, so it works out quite well. Right, what am I on about? But yeah, definitely group solve, please. Any help, all the help is lovely. So yeah, so also got the Krupke-Doots. So digits are separated by the long lines of extended dots. Their sums are either consecutive or in a 1-to-2 ratio as normal stuff. Oh, nice. Hey, Jobo. I was going to say funny. He hasn't done his judging yet. And not all dots given, as expected. So yeah, it's one I haven't seen before, I don't think, anyway. An interesting one to bring out. I should definitely reset the timer, thank you. Let's try that again. Just get that done before. Hang on a moment, my sister's just calling me. Whoops. I'll be back in 1 mo. Hopefully it's nothing important, but I might have to give her a call back. I mean, in theory, yes, because you can just make them all dots. They don't necessarily have to be extended. Like this one, for example, is just a creepy duct, but shortened. Sorry everyone, I will be back in like 30 seconds, but I got to take a phone call. Bad timing. All right, we're back. Am I still unmuted? Yeah, nice. Right, yeah, so the 20. That's going to be hard to keep up with, chat. They're all even, isn't there? Yeah. So, from row 2. Yeah, so like these 3 and those 3 are consecutive as a total sum. Some of them. So will be interesting stuff with parity, presumably. I was actually like, I'm live at the moment. Can't quite chat. But yeah, the 20. And we have got this one as well, haven't we? Of course. Row 1, 2, column 3 can't be even. As in, they both can't be even? With some of the more extended stuff as well. Because, of course, any quad parity sum with an odd number has to be counting the odds, doesn't it? Whereas the others, it could be counting odds or evens. So like, could they all be odd? There are black property, so 1, 3, 5 are there. Sorry, I'm not quite following the 1, 3, 5. 1 in box 2. So you're saying ones have to be up here? Because either that is 1, 3, 5 or it's just 9 on its own, isn't it? Which is allowed. Or are you looking at the Kropke dots as well? Oh, plus others even. Yeah. That could just be a 9 on its own, and then it doesn't necessarily have to be 1, 3, 5, I don't think. Not immediately, anyway. Yes, I can. Let's swap that over. That's a good shout. I'll just call it 1A. Nice. Right. Good. So, and of course, like those 3 digits are going to come out with an odd sum, aren't they? Because you've got one of these sums to an odd number and one sums to an even number. But I don't know if that particularly helps. And of course the 5 as well would be with, that's counting the odd digits. Box 7 with the sum to 10. I think it's still quite open, because like that could be 3, 6 with a 2, 8, or that could be counting 1s and 9s or something like that. Row 2, columns 7 and 8. Oh, no, these ones. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we don't know what the parity sums describe at the moment. So, I mean, if this side had the 1 on it, then they'd have to sum to an even number, which would have to be 2 odds, because we've already got 3 odds up here. Sorry, three evens. We've got 3 evens and 1 odd, and the odd is 1. And if they're both odd, that immediately breaks, doesn't it? Because of the 5 clue. So the 5 clue is definitely picking up the odd sum. It's not picking up the even digits into that sum. So if the 1 was on this side, then that would have to be even, which couldn't be 3 evens. It would have to be 2 evens. I think it could. Oh, yeah, because the 1's gone, isn't it? I was thinking it could be something like this. But yes, it just has to be a 5 on its own, doesn't it? That is very true. So, a long-winded way of saying I think both of those are even. Got some divisibility by 3 logic going on with these two. By the way, if the colours are hard to see for anyone, I can always swap them around. So they're both even. Oh, and of course, yes, yeah. So we've got all our even cells in that top box, and that's all got to be odd, hasn't it? Because that's going to be an odd even pair, and that's going to be an odd even pair because of this even thing going on now. Getting closer to some digits. And hasn't that just got to be the 5? Surely, because it's got an odd digit. That makes sense, doesn't it? I think. I'll come back to your stuff in a minute, Doro. Nice. So we now got sum to 19. That surely can't have a 1 in it. And it's got to have, it can't have be odd. It's got to have 3 evens. So we also have, well, that stuff going on. And surely we know what that is, because that either sums to 18 or 20. And it's not summing to 18. It's going to sum, it's not summing to 20. It's summing to 18. Column 4, 2 evens. As in those two. Or some more ones as well. Sorry. Sometimes end up doing a whole bunch of stuff. Ah, cool. Nice. And then have to go back and work out. Row 2, column 2. Oh, yes, because of this, of course. That's a good point. Looks like that probably can't be a 4. Can it get away with being a 6? Yeah, just about with a 4 there. Otherwise, that's got to be 8, and then that could be either thing, actually. So that's interesting. Quite a few options for that. And it only matters if that's a 6, if that's specified. Nice, thank you. Row 2, column 3, not an 8. Oh, yes, because that would be way too big. Yeah, nice. 3s, 7s, and 9s somewhere up here. Now it can't be just 9 on its own, so it doesn't have to be 1, 3, 5. I think is what someone said early on. Looks quite likely. 8 quads has to just be 8. Because it doesn't have a 1 in it anymore. That's way too much if it was odds. And it can't be 2, 6. Nice. That definitely has an 8 somewhere there. Row 2, column 7 and 8. Where's the 1 and 3 come from? Sorry, Damasosis. And that has a 3, just counting odd. Oh no, there's an even there. It's that one. But do we know anything about the sort of the total of how it works? I might have missed. Oh, the horizontal one. Sorry. Yes. But does that, why would that have to be 4? I've just seen that the 7, 9 in this box has to go up there as well to get an 8 there, because the only other odd digit, sorry, is the 3 up here. Row 2, column 7. I think I'd just beat you to that one. So I don't think, so I think these are quite big. In fact, that one's massive. That one's 16, so this has to sum to 8. Which only works like that. Row 1, column 8. I think I just got ahead there. There's a 7, 9 as well. Yes, yeah. He's a good boy. If he starts snoring, I'll have to put the mic up to him because he's got a very spectacular snore. No. Total sums. Right, with you. Yeah. Row 2, column 7 is 7. Is that from this pairing at the bottom? As if it was 9. Yeah, that just doesn't work, does it? Nice. So that's 12, and this has got sum to 6, which is only happening with 2 and 4. Lovely. 1, 6, and 5. So we know the total of that is 12. So this is either going to be 6 or 24. Well, that's just cruel, that is. That does work either which way around, doesn't it? It's a bit of a rarity that you have 3 cells that come from those 2 sets, isn't it? And this could still be the odds or the evens, because that could be like a 1-7 pair, or we could just pick up an extra 2 for this 8 sum to work, wouldn't it? That's 1, 2, 3. That's a very good point, actually. If that's 1, 2, 3, because the minimum of one of these sides is going to be 9. No, and that does work, because the maximum is 17, isn't it? So if that's 1, 2, 3, your minimum of your small side is 9. And then, yeah. Nice. 7, 8, 9 triple there. So now, so now if this was counting the odds, it would have to be a 3, 5, because we used the 7, and it can't be 3, 5 because of that 3, 5. So that definitely does contain a 2 and some other. This was such a stupid way of pencil marking that. Some other digit there. Which for some reason my brain was then like, how have I got a 2 here? I've got a quad clue that needs a 2 going around it in there. Row 4, column 6. All for the 20 quad. Do you reckon is forced? Surely that has quite a lot of possibilities, doesn't it? Or do you reckon because... Oh, this is now odd. Oh, which is the first thing he said, sorry. But this is very small. So maybe it can't be... Yeah, it can't be counting evens now, can it? Because that's at most 16. So we definitely are counting odds. And therefore all 4 of them are odd, aren't they? Does that logic make sense? I think. Yeah. And surely... Oh no, I think we can get away with or we can't get away with the 1 here. Because that's at most 9. And similarly up there, but that could be a 1 with a pair of 5s and a 9. 3 odds are odds. Maths checks out. Can confirm. Oh no, wait, that could be odd still, couldn't it? Probably. Either way, it always contains 2 odds and 2 evens, doesn't it? Because if it's counting odds, it obviously has to be 2 odds. There's 4 odds and 4 odds we aren't fitting in the box. And if it was counting evens, it would have to be a 4-8 pair. I think. Row 4, column 7. You reckon they're both 5s? There's 3, 5. What about 3, 3? I think that sort of setup works, doesn't it? Or is my maths just completely off? No, that looks okay. Breaks row 2, column 6. Oh, yeah, because that's a 3-9 pair. So if that was... If that's 5, that breaks. And... So what, is it to do with degrees of freedom? With that 3-9 pair? Because as soon as that's 3, that's 7. And then you don't get there, do you? Because that's then only 10 on that side. So that's definitely a 5. I can see that one. But does that have to be a 5? Yeah, because 3-1 is too small. Nice. Lovely. Might start to be useful for that, potentially. Oh, and... Oh, no. Yeah. Interesting. So if this was counting odds, it would have to be a 3-9 pair, wouldn't it? The 4 and a 1. It's probably fine. 9's definitely in it. Ah, but 7s are also in it. So we're definitely not counting odds. We're counting evens, aren't we? So that's going to be a 4-8, because that's the only way of the evens working. 7-9 with a 3, 1, and 6. Lovely. Oh, yeah. Because again, can you think about sort of minimums and maximums? Probably. I feel like that can't be a 3-6 pair, for example. Because then that would be 9, and then that would have to sum to 18. So that's definitely a 1. And if that was 1 and 6, then that would sum to 14, which again doesn't work. So this has got sum to 8. It's presumably got to be 2-6. Looks like it, doesn't it? Nice. Row 5, column 6. Yes. Yeah. The maths checks out. Excellent. Very good progress. Oh, yeah, and I'm a bit late on odd even colouring. Hey, Palpot. So, this little guy maybe? Looks like he might. Because he got the 2. Yeah, because the 2 has to be included in there, doesn't it? Because 15's way too big for that. So that's definitely going to be a 2 there, which almost puts the 2 on the back crop key. Sadly, not quite. And surely this can't have a 1, no, because that's way too small. That would be at most 7, and then that could sum to at most 8. So that's definitely a 4-6 pair. A 7-9 looking something like that. No. I was hoping for more things to get removed from that. I think I'll leave those pencil marks as they being on that creepy doot. So we shall see. Maybe the 10 clue? That feels quite open at this point already. Or still. Column 9. I think that could be a 3, because we could have like... Oh, I was going to say a 3-7 pair, but that doesn't work over here, does it? And what's your other option? A 1-9? Oh, I think you can get away with 1-9. Oh, no, but the one here has finished that, doesn't it? Which I'd forgotten. But that's now done. So I think you are right that the 3 doesn't work. No, I think you are correct. Now that we've sort of finished off that column. That can't be a 3, otherwise it breaks. Ahead of your time. Row 4, column 6. Sorry, yes, I hadn't put that one in. You sent that. So it could still be... Yeah, it could still be counting odds, couldn't it? Probably. Oh, 8s are there, aren't they? Well, it could still be counting evens with an 8 and then a 2. So it's still very open, I think. Which I do particularly like about this rule set. Yeah, both of those still work, don't they? And it's nice that you've got clues this far through the solve that still does that sort of thing. It's a matter of perspective, really, isn't it? So, because you got ones. One of these is going to have to be quite massive, isn't it? And I feel like that pairing can't be the big one. Because this is at least 7, and that would have to sum to at least 14. And the only way that works, that would have to be even. That would have to therefore be 7-9, and that would have to sum to 8. So I think this one's the big one. And therefore, it has to be even and doesn't have a 2 on it. That actually gives you a 2-4 pair. Which I hadn't realised. That sum works. More multiple of 3 stuff. Row 7, column 8. Those 2. So what does that make that? 4-7, 1-4-7? Twos in box 8. Oh, that's nice. And that could still be the way around. It's going to be rather lovely if the 10 clue works for both odds and evens. I'll give that extra marks for prettiness if that's the case. Surely this needs a 1 because what am I trying to say? Because it's the small one. So that's going to be 14 and that's just going to be 7, isn't it? 7's like that. 7's up here. Lovely. 5, 7 in column 9. I think that was that stuff, wasn't it? Row 7, column 6. Oh, it does a little 1-6 pair. Nice. Yeah, I'd put money on that being a double E doodad. Yeah, do you reckon this? Let's get rid of that colour. Do you reckon this thing next? Probably. Because that's pretty massive. So that cell's going to be relatively big. It's got to be at least a 6. And it's not 6 from the column. Oh, and it's not 7. Yeah, that's quite big. Oh, and of course, this can't be 5, 6, can it? Because we've got a 5, 6 pair. So that has a minimum of 13. That's got a minimum of 12. So that's got to be 4 and 2 that way around. I think it can, Ice Cube. Yeah, it's definitely looking rather likely. So that one is officially now done because it's got a 3 on it and a 7. So we don't know if it necessarily needs the 8 or not. This chap's going to have to be an odd clue, isn't he? Because we've used the 2 and the 4 and then you've only got 6s and 8s. So that's going to have to be exactly 2 odds. And therefore we've got all our evens because that takes 2 evens as well. We get a 9 there and then a couple more odds down here. And this now sums to 13, so that has to sum to, well, it can't sum to 12, it's got to sum to 14. That's very true with the 5s, thank you. So it sums to, let's say that sums to 13, this has to sum to 14. Which it can do, it can't do it with 6 and 8, it's got to be 5 and 9. That sorts out this, that sorts out that. 1s, 3s and 4s. Nice. Can't have 1 either, lovely. Yes. 6s and 1s. What does that leave? 3, 6, 7 and 8? I think that looks right, doesn't it? 8s and 3s, 1s and 5s. Do a bit of odd even stuff. That looks like a culprit for finishing off the grid. That's odd. That's got to be even to make parity stuff work out. And surely that's a 5. That looks like a 5, doesn't it? 3s and more 3s. Sorting this out. There we go. See that for the life of me. 3s and 4s and 1s, 3s and 4s and 3s and 8s. And it is true. That is very cool. I do particularly like that, I have to say. Whoops. Very nice solve indeed. Very nice puzzle. That's a bit narcissistic. Very nice solve. Very nice puzzle. Yeah. Good flow, good design, really good balance of the two clues as well. Setting the bar very high. Well, yeah, it has to be really for the finals, which is rather exciting. But yeah, very good puzzle. I won't. Yeah, no, I saw your comment about that. It's definitely very face-like. I think I've seen some self-portrait puzzles before. This one's quite abstract. But yeah, very nice. Let's jump over to 1D and take a look at this one. Quite a different looking grid. I haven't actually taken a look at the grid at all for this one. It feels more sparse, but I think that's partly just because we don't have any extra long group key dukes. They're all just short ones, but again, nice balance of clues going on here. So that's just going to be a 7 on its own again, isn't it? Similar to the ones on its own. Gonna start there, and to get to 21, I always forget what these sum to. They sum to 25 on their own, don't they? So 21's going to have to be that, I think, for 5, 7s, and 9s going on in here. Gives us 7s off the bat down there as well. 2, 4, 6, 8 is 20. Yes. I can. Sorry, for the life of me, I couldn't work out where that comment was coming from. But yes, 45 minus 20, 25. That makes sense. I was just wondering about counting odds and evens, but they're sort of quite balanced between these two gauges. It's always a bit trickier on Twitch when there's then that little bit of delay from it as well. So probably the group key doots, because we've got at least one of these is going to have to be, and with these two chaps, you're going to have one thing that's, or the big one is at most 16, so the little one sums to at most 8, doesn't it? If that makes sense. And you can probably do a range. Well, the smallest one, it depends if it then goes outside the box, I suppose. You could have like a 3 and a 6, which doesn't actually work inside the box, but is allowed outside the box. So there's a fair bit of range of what those can actually be. Ooh, and this has got an even, right? So one of these is going to sum to an odd number, because there's exactly one even in this box in these 4 cells. So one of these at least is going to sum to an odd number and therefore have to be small, I think. So I think it has to be a 5-2 pair. Unless does that logic sort of make sense? I don't know if I'm describing it that well at all. Because your other digit's definitely odd. Yeah, the other digit, sorry, your last digit in here is definitely even. It's got to be one of these 3 pairs is therefore going to sum to an odd number. Yeah. And therefore it has to be relatively small. It can be at most an 8. Which means it's at most a 7. Most a 2. It finished off quite quickly, that first one. a nice smooth end. So I'm willing to say that that's true, unless... Does that logic sort of sound correct? It works in my head. And I think as well you can say that neither of those two are the 2s, because, again, that would mean the 2 has to pair with a 5 to allow it to work. So one of these 2 is a 2, and one of those 2 bottom ones are a 5. I think that's a question for Doomtiat. Nice. But I think it's normally open to... Oh, okay, fair. Yeah, you normally do that after that point. So one of these is going to be a 2-5. And I wonder if we can use the 7 clue to rule out this one, because it's got the sum to 14, hasn't it? Oh, that could work with 6, 8. In fact, it has to work with 6 and 8, whichever side it goes, which is interesting. And one of these, of course, is a 5. So if that was 5, 7, that would sum to 6. If that's 5, 9, that sums to 7. That can't sum to 6, because we use 2s and 5s. So that has to be a 5, 5-9 pair. Don't think the 7-9 pair can form the right flank. Ah, thank you. Forgotten that. Tough to pair with 2 digits, something to 8. Oh, and can we not make 8 either? That's cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, because 1, 7, 2, 6, 3, 5, they're all gone. Awesome. So that's a 6, 8, and that's 1, 3, 4 at the bottom. I think I'd mark that as like some notes earlier. Show some minimums and maximums. Very nice indeed. That was a cool break-in. That's a weird set of digits that produces that much. What am I trying to say? Spit it out. Not much restrictions on what the other sums can be. That's very cool. So these have got the sum to 8. They certainly can't use the 7, because then there would be another odd digit. So that's got to be a 2-6 pair, I want to say. And we even know the order. So 5, 8, and 9. 1, 3, 4, and 7s. Oh, and 3s aren't there either. Yes, thank you. And 1s, of course, because that's all the odd digits. That's a 4, 7 pair. And odd. This is either 2 evens. Oh, that can be 8. No, it can't. Look at that. So that sums to 9. If that, sorry, that probably can sum to 8. What it can't be is the small. I was wondering if that could sum to 8 and that sums to 16, but not because of that 7, 9 pair looking up. So this either sums to 8 or 10. And this either sums to 4 or 5. So, like, these are quite small. But I don't know how helpful that is. Might be a little. Oops. 2s. Nice. So how about this, perhaps? 18 in box in these ones. Does it not work with 4 odds at all? Like a 1773, that sort of thing. Might be some stuff that I can't see. Why? I don't know. That's quite right. Why have I marked that as being? That should be a 1. Yeah. Yeah, I think you can still get away with those being odds. And this, are we going to have another double case? No, we actually can't. Oh, we can't work it with evens in here, can we? Because, oh, that could be a 1-3. No, it can't because of this. I didn't think it could. You definitely got 1 and 4 and 8 in here. So that's definitely not counting 8s. That's definitely counting odds. Definitely not counting evens. Definitely counting odds. And we'll have to have a 1-7 going on like that. Tidies up this. Hey, Amarog. Thank you very much for being an emergency judge in the last round. It was a very close call between the two. 2 very good puzzles. So definitely got 7s and 1s in here. Yeah, no, they were really good, weren't they? So I was just looking at this and where 8s and 6s go in box 2. It's got to be something going on with that 16 and these cells, surely. So these either sum to 8 or 10. If they sum to 8, that has to be a 1-3 pair, so that has to be 2 and 6. I think that just doesn't work with the 16. Yeah, I feel like, well, it would have to have everything other than the 9. It wouldn't work, would it? Oh. Yeah, no, it wouldn't work, because they would all be odds. That would be 6 and 8, which breaks the white key. So that's definitely counting evens, which means it needs everything other than a 4. So it definitely does need a 2. Because that is the only way to make 16. With all your even digits. I think. Hopefully. Probably. Maybe a bit optimistic with that pencil marking. That can't, because this sums to either 8 or 10, so that can't have a 4 in it. So 4's dropped down here somewhere. And if that were 2, 3, I think that can still be 8 in that sum to... No, it can't sum to 4 because we got a 2. Sorry, yes, that does sum to 10, doesn't it? 1, 3, and 7, 9. And that's got the sum to 5 now. So we end up looking like this. Lovely. Whoops. There we go. 4, 5, and 7, 2, 3, and 9. Excellent. Are these going to give us anything yet? Feels quite open, especially when you can't really force any digits on them with it going across to where some of the stuff's been placed, sort of thing. At least the one without a 1. Oh, yeah, of course. One of these has to have a 1. Because otherwise the small one has to be relatively small, so it just breaks. I reckon the 18 quad is there. We not get there with... No, we can't get there with evens anymore, can we? So we definitely are all odd. That gives you a 7 there. And these sum to 10, which has to be 9 and 1. Very nice. So is that more premonition? I think from, I can't remember who wrote it now. Said it had to all be odds. Very 7, column 4. something mod 1. Love it. Yeah, what? Wait, is it? That's 0 mod 3. That's 2 mod 3. That's 1 mod 3, isn't it? So it has to be 4 or 7. I think. Oh no, wait, it has to sum to something. Yeah. Yeah. I might come back to that thought. One in the 14. Oh yeah. So that would have to be all odd, wouldn't it? And that doesn't work. So that's definitely counting evens. The 14 quad. So if it's counting all evens, yes, definitely needs an 8, doesn't it? Which we know goes there or there. Thank you. And yeah, as you say, either that's 6 and 8, or there's 2s up here. And we've already got the 1s, 2s up here, and then 4s on the quad somewhere as well. The ones, of course, nicely down here with that as well. And the 1, I wonder if we can actually say, I mean, the 1 could pair with, no, the 1 can't pair with a 6 on this, because that would need a sum to 14, which would have to be 6 and 8. They can't pair with an 8, obviously, that's too big. If it paired with a 4, then it would have to sum to 5. It would sum to 5, and then these would sum to 10, which again doesn't work, they're too big. So I think that has to be a 1 and a 5. That's summing to 6, and that's summing to 12. Which again, if you've used 1 and 5, it has to be 4 and 8. So we can clear that, and we can clear, yeah, 6s. So we've got 1 and 5, and then 4 versus 4 and 8 is the only way that works, and that tidies up that, and does become 1 mod 3, which is always a nice sanity check. Very nice. I was just looking at this as well, because we know, I suppose they could both be odd. There's at least 1 even on those 4. That's probably not all that useful. We've got this white group key that we haven't really looked at either. If the 14 had to be the option of 8 and 6 rather than 8, 2, and 4, that would be an 8-6 pair. And then I don't think that's going to work, because we've used a lot of high digits. If that's 8 and 6, that's 14. That would have to sum to at least 13, and that's summing to, at most, 12. Because the 9 looks in. So this is definitely going to be 1, 2, 4, and 8. 1s, 8s, and 2s gone like that. I like my bit of maths, I do. 7's there. 2's down here now. So surely this is going to be counting odds. because it's not 2, 6 anymore. So that's going to take 2 odds, 2 evens, because it'll need 2 odds. So that's all the evens done in that box, those 2 odds. Might do much yet, I don't think. Yeah. So that's either going to be a 1-7 pair or a 3-5. Just looking at, whoa. Looking at where 3s go in the box. No, that still can have a 3 on it. Or 1s and 7s. Two in column 7. Oh yeah. So that does that as well, doesn't it? Which is nice. Does the Krupke don't work similarly, that can't be 4 and 8? Or maybe it can't be, I mean, it can't be 1 and 4. Oh, one of those is definitely an 8 anyway, isn't it? So that either sums to 9 or 12. If it sums to 12, then that would work with 5 and 6. Trying to see if I can see it before type it out. Or if it's 1 and 8, that could sum to 8 or... Oh, 7s. 7s are definitely in here because of that 7. Where do the even digits go? Oh, yes. Nice. So they're both even. And now this has to contain exactly 1 even, because it either contains 1 even or 3 evens, because it sums in total to an odd number. So therefore, one of those is even, but that probably doesn't help us much yet. And the last 6 has got to go there. So these are both odd. So that sums to an odd number. That's got to sum to an even number. Be a 1 there. That sums to 12. That's... Sorry, I've done that wrong, haven't I? These are both odd. So they sum to an even number, so therefore that is odd. Sorry. There we go. That looks a bit more likely, doesn't it? So that's 9, and that's got to be 10. Hopefully that all got corrected properly. That looks okay. Nice. So our 14 clues done, our group key route is done. Off to the races again. 9s can't be on here, can they? Oh yes, lovely. So those are the 2 that sum to 8. No, because we had this 7 that looked up. That 7 was corner pencil marked into these. Virtual 5, 7 pair going on, so that's a 9. No, please. I very much will assume and miss stuff like that. So yeah, I always prefer to have stuff pointed out. It happens very often that I've missed something. Row 2, column 1, row 2, column 2. Yes, they're both blue, aren't they? Which is all of your blues. 7, 5, and 4. And now we're not 5 and 3. We are 1 and 7. 2, 8, and 5. This is going to need... That can't be a pair of evens, or else that whole thing's evens. That's definitely even. And I think that's going to be a 4. 4 can't pair with a 2, say. So that's going to be 4 and 5 and 6 and 2. which we do actually know which way around it goes. So that 4 down there. Ones, 4s, and 7s. 4s up there. That's looking suspicious. Ooh, but it could still also have an 8. Sevens and 1s are done as well, of course. So what's going on here? Something like that. Oh, 2s aren't here, of course. Whoops. 5s in column 7. I think we got that one. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Yes. Thanks. I didn't see that, so. He knew what you meant. I wasn't quite there. So if this didn't have an 8, then... Oh no, it's definitely going to have some odd digits, isn't it? So it definitely needs an 8. Right, column 2. Yeah, so I think this needs an 8 because we're way over the limit in odds, which is going to do a lot of work sorting out that. Some work anyway. That gives you an 8 over here. Helps with a lot of pencil marks. This is going to be an odd to make this creepy doot work. 6 is there. And what were these? These were 1, 5, and 4 and 8, weren't they, at the bottom? That could still probably be a couple of ways that works. So I reckon it's maybe this, is it? Yeah, that could still be anything. Oh, but it definitely has a 9 on it. So it's not going to be 9 and 7. That's too big. 9 and 5 is also too big. So that has to be 9 and 3. 5 and 3. And 3, 9 looks across to here. 7s and 3s. 3s and 9s. Finish off the colouring. Whoops. And check that works. 13 and 12. 6 and 12. And 5. Holy smokes. Oh no, I thought we did it to the exact same second for both of them. Oh, it's close. Awesome. Yeah. Really, really high standard pair of puzzles. It is absolutely insane that you guys set these in 90 minutes. Like, the whole thing has been crazy seeing what people can create. And like the creativity that you'll have as well with that restricted time, that it has been very good fun. But yeah, Sam could set a puzzles for the final, which is very nice as well. There was a bit of a worry that we were going to have the situation of 1 broken, or the worst situation of 2 broken. But you have also then given us a very hard decision to make. It would be lovely to have the community vote. Do you want to... Actually, I can chuck that form in chat. So that's a form for a community vote on the final that I've just put in. So do please add your vote to that. Nice to have as many varied people's thoughts on it all. Yeah, I think this one's gonna be. Ah, that's fair. You can always solve the first because they're public now as well on the event channel. But yeah, I think it's gonna take a fair bit of deliberating with. I reckon you can. I reckon you certainly can. Yeah, deliberating with the judges because yeah, two really good set of puzzles. Nice, interesting. I did particularly enjoy the break in with this one, but they both use the constraints really well. I'll have to see how this goes. I haven't had a look at all what other people have said yet, so we shall see. Yeah, and awesome thanks again to Jim. Yeah, I'll say it again, probably in the judging stream, but like you forget how much effort you have to put into these sort of things to keep them running, keep everyone going. It's been so much fun doing the judging and such. So thank you very much to him, a legend. But yeah, I don't think I have much else more to say on the puzzles as we go. Yeah, it was quite interesting as well. There's a theory about someone saving one of these constraints for a final. And I'm pleased to say it. But they were relatively kind with one of us. Yeah, they actually paid off each other really well as well, because they both had a bit of parity with a twist, didn't they? That they worked together with that and whatnot. But yeah, very good indeed. Time is it? I think I will go on and solve a few more. That is the theory, isn't it? I think. I'm unoffended if people head off after that one, after the judge and solve stuff. I had a few more puzzles that I thought I'll take a look at this evening. Pleased that you're still here, Chad. I think I'm gonna start off with this possible beast. Is it meant to be tricky, or is it known to be tricky? Yes, I think I've possibly solved that already. Is it the one that went in testing recently? Oh no, maybe I didn't because I was going to wait and solve it in a voice chat with him at some point. But I could also just solve it on this and then ping him the link to watch the stream. So yeah, send me a link or just drop a link in chat for me. Yeah, I don't think no, I don't think I have solved that one. I'll add it to the list. I think so. Little Miracle. Or was it a different one? Yeah, it was that one. Yeah. But yeah. Let's have a look at this one by Chad. See how it goes. Nice. So, normal Sudoku. And we've got clues are giving the sandwich some clues. That everything is all just question marks. I rather like as well, going back to your message, Micro, that this puzzle or this competition has been used to make certain set with certain constraints as well. Fun, very fun concept. So, normal sandwich, or sort of normal sandwich, and then the first digit from the direction of the clue indexes the 1, and the second indexes the 9. So, the example, there's a couple of examples given, but one of them slightly cut off, but I won't shrink the text down, else it might make it a bit hard to see. If row 2, column 1 was a 6, and that was an 8, that would put the 1 there and the 9 there. So, there's one double question mark actually, isn't there? But all these other ones, they're going to have to be relatively close. But we don't actually know what the sum is, do we? It is just a question mark. Because in the first version of this, wasn't it the case that it told you what the sum is written in from the first thing? Or am I just misreading the rules? Because otherwise I can't think of how you'd even start to look at this, unless it's something along here, is it? That it does also tell you the... Oh, does that also explain it? The trouble is, I've said two different things, and then I'm not sure if the you're right means the first one or the second one. You don't know the sums. Well, that's going to be a bit weird, isn't it? So this tells you where the 1 is. And that tells you, oh, yeah, so is there something interesting here? And that can't be 9, because otherwise the 1's there, and then they're way too far apart. So, I mean, that's at most a 6 in the corner. And so the 1's, I mean, the 1's go somewhere there in that row, somewhere along here in this, oh, sorry, there in that column, and somewhere along here in the row. So, is the only thing we know that the difference between these two cells is at most 3. Oh, and then they're not 0 either. So the difference between any of these pairs is either 1, 2, or 3. No, sorry, not 1. Is either 2 or 3. Which should be interesting with this impact, shouldn't it? Because this tells you where the 9 is, it? So therefore it can't be a 1. It can't be a 9, and it can't be a 1 either. And depending on what these are, well, depending on what this cell is, one of them has to be... Oh, but they could be... Like, that could be a 4, that could be a 6, that could be a 2. You know what? That can't be a 6, at least, because then that would be a 7, 8, and then that has no fill, because it's too far away. If that was a 5... Again, that wouldn't work. For a similar sort of reason, these are from 6, 7, and 8. And that doesn't work with it coming down with a difference of 2, 3, and 4. With a difference of 2 and 3. That's the difference that these pairs have. So if that was 5, 6, 7, and 8, yeah, that just doesn't work. And that's... Oh, it's not also true for 4, because that could be a 5. That could be 5, 6, and 8. Which is interesting. This can't be a 2 either, of course, because that's saying where the 1 goes, and neither can those. So the one goes somewhere here, and one goes somewhere there. Oh, and this 5 is interesting because you can't be 3 apart across this. Well, you can't actually be 3 apart at all on this because both pink, ones and 9s go and both are pink. If you were, hang on a moment, have I missed this? You can also be 4 cells apart, can't you? I just couldn't count. Oh no. How much of this have I now got to redo? I knew there were 3 different options for this. Oh, that was silly. Yeah. I had it in my head that there could be a 2-3-4 triple, and I was thinking that was then 3 cells apart, but of course that's 4. Right, I'm just gonna eat that and then let's take a look again at what's going on here. So that can't be a 1. Wait, yeah, it can. No, because of the A things. I knew it wasn't for a reason. These can't be 9s either. Because then the 1s would be all the way down there and whatnot. So that also can't be a 9. If this were a 1, then it would be saying there's a 9 up here, which also isn't true. So these pairs are going to have a difference of either 2, 3, or 4. That looks more likely now. They're not 2s. So if this was 2, no, that's also saying the 9 goes there, isn't it? Right. 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8, like that. So that's where the 9 goes along here, and it's where the 1 goes as well. These two can't have a difference of 4 because of this 5 in the middle. It can't be a 2-3-4 triple anymore. And also, if it did have a difference of 4, it couldn't have a 3 or 4 in it, which definitely doesn't work. So, yeah, because then like that would have to be a 5-8, for example, which isn't 4 apart. So what am I trying to say? These definitely do, in this particular case, have a difference of only 2 or 3. So if that were 6 with a 7 and 8, it still doesn't work. And 5 would work with a 6. No, 5 and a 4 with a 7 and an 8. 5? No, 5, 4, 6, and 6 and 7. That would work, potentially. Difference of 2, 3. And of course, the question mark, because that could have a difference of. Well, it has to have a difference of at least 3, these 2 cells. But depending what's in the middle, could be a whole bunch of different things. So I don't know. So if this was 3, if this had a 3 on it, it would have to be indexing that cell and this cell, which would be fine. Either of these are a 3, they're a 3, 6. If either of them are a 4, they'd have to be a 4, 6 or a 4, 7. And if neither of those come from 3 or 4, they have to be a 6, 8 pair. It's all just ruined. It's all gone to pot, hasn't it? Row 2, column 1 can't be 5 or 8. Sorry, I didn't see that message. If it's 5, it puts a 1 there, which doesn't work. Yes, and similarly the 8. Nice. Can this be a 1? Surely not. For the same reason. Yeah, that puts a 9 there. Cats are gone. No cats. Don't even have anything. I can put my phone with a picture of the cats on. It's normally the sort of get up and run around exciting time at this point. So yeah, so this is getting more limited. They probably do, to be fair. Way too complicated. I could bring up the packet of Dreamies, actually. That would certainly get them running again. And this is also not an 8? Yes, because it puts a 9 there, doesn't it? Which makes no sense. Nice. So, we are definitely crossing this gap. Sorry. Sneezy cookie. Thank you. Sorry, I tried to look, like put my face away from the mic and press the mute mic button, in which doing so I just completely missed. So, like that couldn't be a 3-7 pair, because it jumps over this. And if, depending on what this is, that has to be the opposite high lowness. So like if that's 3 or 4, then that's a 6-7 pair. Which is potentially interesting. Of course, yeah, ones and nines are now along here as well, aren't they? So if this was 3, then you'd have to be... Oh yeah, no, that doesn't work either. If that was 3, then this would be 6. And that would be... Wait, these just can't be 3s because it puts... No, that can't be a 3 because it puts 2 9s there, doesn't it? But I don't think this can be an extreme digit. Maybe. If this is 6... No, I don't think this can be a 7. If this is 7, it's going to put 9s like that. And the problem is... I'll just write this out because it makes it easier to see. It's going to put a 1 somewhere that's got a gap of 3. But that already has a 3. So that's going to be way too much. So that green cell can't be a 7. So what I'm getting at. That is going to be 4 and 6. And no, 4 does work. So, I mean, if that's 3, that can be a 6. Weirdly, if this is 4, that doesn't work with the inequalities in that cell. Nice. Making progress. It is weird that this puzzle works, I have to say. There's a 9s I can actually pencil mark like that and like that, which are going to be very interesting here. We've definitely got an 8 on one of those. And where's 1's going to go with this lining up? They're going to go somewhere here. It's like one of those will be a 4, 5, and 6. And it can't be 4 either for the same problem. Like if that's looking like this, then you've got a 4 and that's not a 2, 3, 4. So they are going to be, whoops, 1 of 5 and 6, and ones have to look like that. Okay, get rid of that before it confuses us all. That can't be 9. That can't be 1. And there also can't be 9. One somewhere there. Well, I'll leave that as blue is describing where ones go in those columns and rows and whatnot. So if that was a 1-9 pair, you'd have ones here. Oh, and it can't be because of the question marks and the indexing. Ones can't go here and here because then that would put an 8 there. And we've already got 8s in the box. Oops. So that is a 3-7 pair now. And say that was the 9. It obviously puts a 1 here. This is therefore going to be quite small. Like it'll come from 2, 3, and 4. So there are 2, 3, 4, 9. Which might help. Does this have to be a 4 and 6? Yes, yeah. Nice. We actually get a 1-9 pair. Because they're the same high lowness, and that's not 3 or 7. Lovely. That can't be a 2. Didn't get rid of it. No. So 9s are getting slightly restricted in this column. And these cells are going to be interesting as well, aren't they? That's not 2 or 3, so 9's here. Go somewhere there. And 1 somewhere there when we know 1 isn't there. Oh no, I thought the ones here were interacting somehow with this, but I don't think they are. I mean, if that's a 1, that has to be a 9, which is then starting to do something interesting. And that can't be a 9 because of the given 5. That's an awesome given 5. Because if that was 9, that would have to be 5 indexing it. Now 9s go somewhere here, which means that can't be a 1. So that can't be a 6. But 1s can still go either here or here. It is putting in work. Those are always the best, aren't they, when you find a cell like that just keeps giving a whole bunch of stuff. So in fact, I wonder if you say much about where 9s go in this row at all. They're not going to be in 1, else you get that 1-9 pair. And also because the 1's restricted here. And they're not in 2. So either 3, 4. And they're not in 8 either, because green is marking where my 9s go. Oh, we'll chuck in those pencil marks for now. And of course, if this is 1, then that's 1, which is a bit of a weird interaction. Whoa! If that's 1, because of the relationship between these two, that's also 1, therefore that's 1. And that's 9 from the row. Because these pencil marked 1s are the thing that lines up with that. So 1 here puts 1 here, puts 1 there, puts 9 there, which breaks. Yeah, I reckon. Like I was just getting a bit of quick clarity, but I think that looks true to me. So one of these is a 1. And this is now an 8 for the 5 or 6 there. Nice. Little cheeky yet Findex win. 4s and 7s. So now, yeah, I'll do dark green indexing for cross like that. Light green for up and down. So 9s are now here or here. Can't be 2 or 4. Can that be? Well, that can't be 6. Because if a 1's here, then it puts a 9 there, and then that's too big. So that comes from 1, 3, or 5. Let's do that in blue. So one of those 3 is a 1. Surely. Oh no, that does work with 1 and 9 there. And 4s and 8s. Whoops. Trying to do 4s or 8s. Take our 1s there. So you're either 1, 9 or 1, 9. That looks true, doesn't it? That doesn't look like that can be 1, given this. Because that's a double thing. So that's definitely 1 and 9, look. Get rid of that. Which gives us a 9 here, because 3 there, 2 there. That's 4, that's 7. This puzzle's kind of mental. Love it. That's got to be relatively small. That can't be a 7. Nice. Where's 1's not here or here? 1's goes somewhere there. And not there, look, because the ones we got pencil marked. Just keep it consistent. Dark blue indexing for that clue there. We know which way around these go, of course, from what I said at the start and then ignored. Great, what column 1 can't be 6? Lovely. Thank you. It's there. 1's down here. It's always that sort of stuff that you don't think to look at when you start getting into it. If that were 9, right, then that would have to be 1. Basically, one of these has to be a 1-9 pair, or else you're way too big. So one of those is definitely a 3. We've got this that we haven't touched at all. In fact, 9s can't go there or there or there. Oh, sorry, hang on a minute. I'm thinking about where 9s can go, which is this 1. And 9s can't go in 6 or 5 position. How about the 1s? Can't be 4, 5, or 6. That can't be a 1, and that's then a 9. Sorry. If that's a 1, that's a 9, that breaks. So. And that can't be a 1 because of the inequality, of course. So our 1s go in 2, 3, which can't go in 3 because then the sum is 0. And they can't go in 2. Oh, for a whole myriad of reasons. That's definitely a 7. That's definitely a 1. Which means, and again, because of this 2, that can't be 9 anymore. So that's 9. That's 4. Get rid of that. Colour in. That's now quite small. That's definitely got a 3 in it. So that's got to be less than 10. Very good. So that's basically done, other than need to keep this quite small. That one's done. Oh, this also has to be kept quite small. So certainly not an 8, but it could be a 6. It's not a 3. That's sort of done. That's done because of the pencil mark 3s. This guy might do something. Oh, 7's look at that. And 3s have those pencil marked. So, because I was thinking about, oh no, but you are there already, aren't you? Because the minimum that is 11. So that's already done. Happy with that one. Happy with this one as well. 5 in there is putting in even more work than 8. 6, 7 pair leaves 6, 7, which means this has got to be even smaller than that. So now this one is done because that's now small enough. There's a 6. Which does the 6 look up? Not quite. Not I can see anyway. Oh, we got left 4s, 7s, and 8s, I want to say. Looks like it, doesn't it? That's not 4 anymore. That almost looks like a naked single, but no, not even close. I tried. 1, 2, 3, and 9. That is, though. Look at that, there's a 3. 4 and 3, 7, 6, 7. 3 somewhere there. This now needs to be a 3 to make that one work. I can cross that one off. Nice. 258, 258. Yeah, that was very symmetrical time thinking at that point, wasn't it? 6s and 8s there. Giving 2, 4, 5, and 8. Oh, 4s. I knew there was something else looking into there, and I just couldn't see it. 1, 3, 2, 5, 9. Oh no, what have I done? Box 1? Oh yeah, thank you. 3, 5, 2. There's a 1, there's a 9. That looks a bit happier, doesn't it? That even gives you a 1 here, which gives you a 3, which gives you a 5. 8 and 3s. Get rid of that for now. And I think all of our clues at that point are done. Which is nice. So is it just Sudoku? Four's going there with a 6 and a 9. So we got 8s go somewhere here or here. 2s somewhere up and down there. In fact, we should just be able to write in what these are. These are 2, 6, and 7, aren't they? And the 1s. Simple Sudoku. 9's here, 3's there. It's generally the case, isn't it? When you're then disambiguating at this point, you can kind of assume that the the corner pencil marks that do the most work are the correct ones, or else it's unlikely to finish at that point. Whoops. 6s and 7s. 6s go here. 3s and 7s. Are those 6s not looked down? What am I not seeing? There's a 4. Rather like that request. Oh no, what have I done? I've got 2 6s in this column. Hey. I've got 2 6s in this row as well. 7. 7 and 3. 6 and 3. 8s. 8s and 4s. 6. 6, 2. There we go. I was looking at that and thinking that looked like a bit of a pattern. Nice. Awesome puzzle. That is kind of insane that solves. And solves so nicely as well. Yeah. That is a crazy concept. Very much enjoyed. Not crazy tricky either. Like everything was, I suppose, a solve on your own, you could easily get stuck because like there was some stuff up here that I didn't think I would have spotted for a while, and people were pointing out. But yeah, that is kind of wild. Like, how do you even set something like this with the question marks interacting? That 5 was very nice. Yeah, just wild. I mean, I quite like with Dory's point about rotating it. I quite like having the main thing in box 1. That's a good base pointer to get that going. The fact that this 5 just keeps on being used, ruling out the 9s down there and stuff. Very cool indeed. Right. Oh, I think I missed one puzzle that I was going to do. Which is this one. Anyway, let's do that. Let's do that. Sounds like an interesting thing. Yeah. I like the look of this one. Look like it should be fun. Hopefully straightforward as well. Got the rules up and stuff, I know. Moved 1 from 6 column 4. Yeah. That is cool. Like the amount of interactions they all bring together. That was awesome. So, is it going to be a bit of a regular colouring for this one? I suspect, by the way, that this is one that a fair few people have done. I think it's been out for a while. Is it worth colouring the whole of that? Definitely watch more setting streams. There you go. Sorry about Wednesday in the end, by the way. Had a full day. And this cell dropping in there at all? Can't see it doing anything immediately. Because I mean, those. Oh, in fact, if those two aren't the same, isn't that problematic? If those two are the same, row 4, column 1. Oh, yeah. Nice. And therefore, that's got to be a 1 and a 2, hasn't it? And that's got to be a 1, 2 like that. Yes, I was looking at the 6 up here without considering what the 3 did. So can that be a 4, 5, 6 triple? Probably. Because like then just those two are the same and those two are the same. And we know that these two are the same. And in fact, you can colour them because they're not pink or green. I suppose this goes somewhere down there. Is that helpful? So these will come from 1, 2, 3. And that's not all that useful a pencil mark. I suppose threes are definitely on there, and that's not a 3. But that could be a 3. Because it's interesting if that's not a 3, maybe. But either that's a 1, 2 pair or a 4, 5 pair. And I suppose this cell has to drop down here because it's not hiding away up there, is it? And blue's either one of these two. Does that help us out? Similarly, pink's up there. Oh, of course, pink. Then pink is somewhere here. Pink isn't on the Renban. Similarly with blue down there. So I mean, if that's blue, which is fine. If this was particularly small, force that to be big. Just looking at the cells that this one. Oh, no, because looking at the cells that this one sees, it could go there. Like that could still be a 2, 3, 4 with a 1. Which is interesting. I suppose green's there, isn't it? So it's not repeating on the Renban. So if green was here, because it's now on the Renban there, it'd have to go up here. Which puts it there and there, which actually puts it here and there. That seems fine. Otherwise, green goes there. And then it's got to go here on the Renban. Which puts it here or here. And it can't go like that. It has to go like this. So now I've got to remember what those two options were. Hang on. Green and... I'm counting this as colouring, not as bifurcation. That's light green, and therefore those two are light green, or that's dark green, and therefore those... Oh, so that's always green. Those are green like that. Oops. Sorry. One of those was green, and that would have been dark green. Yeah. So one of those is green, one of those is green, that's always green, one of those is green. So can you do... Like, is this cell therefore interesting? perhaps. There's obviously a lot of symmetry going on. I suppose the other than the givens, the only non-symmetric thing is this, isn't it? But I suppose that came more from the fact that these two are the same, which we don't know is necessarily true here. And what's the... No, because even if these two are the same, they could be like a 4 or whatever. There isn't really much restriction at all there. Ah, yeah, sorry, thank you. Any more colours that we can jump around the grid? Blues. Oh, maybe it is starting to be interesting about that that's a new colour. And similarly, that's a new colour. And then that's one green and one of our last colours as well. Is that where you want to look at things? Somewhere there. This definitely can be a 4, 5, 6, can't it? Yeah. I was about to say, if that is a 4, 5, 6, then those two are the same. And I was about to place that in that region, but that's already there. Do you reckon there is more? I suppose, like the ideas that you had created in this. Yeah. I was just thinking because it ends up being so restricted, but it's more just how you work on the restrictions between these digits and how you look into it all. It's a scary thought. Oh, and if green... So if green is 6, then I mean you get a whole bunch of 4, 5 pairs as well, don't you? Just wondering if blue can be 6. Because it puts a 5 here. But then that's also fine, because then these are 4s, those are 5s. 5's up there. Ooh, that does break. If blue was 6, so stairs. Sorry, I'll have a redo your comment in the don't worry. Just finish this thought. If blue is 6, then it sits like that. The problem is pink is now 5, and blue being 6, but 6 there and 6 there. Sorry, what am I thinking? If they're all 6s, pink's a 5, green is 4, that's a 5, and then that breaks 5 in this box. No, it doesn't. No, I don't know what I'm on about. 5's. Yeah, no, it does. Because that would be 5, that would be 5, and then 5's will be there. Feels a bit pushing it. Yeah, I was assuming that nice little 6x6, little M bands, a couple of givens. Easy puzzle. Apparently not quite. The sets of stairs shapes at the top left and the bottom right without the rim band diagonal. Oh, like these two. That they make a set of the digits 1, 1 through 9. 1 through 9, 1 through 6, hopefully. You reckon row 4, column 2? Oh yeah, of course. If that's 6, then that's 5. And then none of these are 5. But 6s are forced onto them. I think. Oh wait, why? That could be 6. But if blues are 6s, then it's a problem. Is sort of what I'm thinking. Because they're 5s and then 5s regular. But I think, because I think this can still be 6, can't it? 6s and a pair of 5s. Whoops. It's 5s down here. And makes that have to be a 2, 3, 4. 6, 5, 4. That all looks like that works. 5s would go up here. And 5s would drop on there. Hmm. Oh, do you reckon 6 isn't on the diagonal at that point? I mean, it would have to go here, wouldn't it? It would have to go there. 6 and 5. Yes, yeah, and that puts 5 there. Nice. So that rules 6 out of here, so 6s are up there. It's probably a cleaner way of getting 6 out of blue. But it certainly works. So 6s are somewhere down here. There's not quite a digit that we don't put on here. Not a line, is it? Oh yes, nice. Well, they go, yeah, they go there or there, so they're not here, are they? Oh, thank you. Sorry, ignored that fact, didn't I? There we go. That looks like it does a bit more. So we do get some 4-5 pairs going on, and there's a 6. And 6 just straight up is green now at this point, isn't it? So let's get rid of all that colouring. We have some digits. Nice. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. So they see all of that, and that's not 3. That's not 3. So these are either 1, 2, or 4, 5. Which might help. It's that 1, 2, 4, and 5. Hmm. Getting, oh, that, yeah, that does see both 4s and 5s. So pink is from 1, 2, and 3. If it were 3, it would have to sit there. I'm going to make them green. In fact, I'll make them. Yeah, I'll make them green. It's fine. Yeah, I would be interested in the sort of intended route and whatnot. So pink is 1, 2, 3. That's not a 5 at least. 5 drops into one of those cells. So you're almost struggling. That I can actually make a new color because it's seeing pink and blue. I could find a new color. But the trouble is that could easily be blue. And yellow up here goes there and therefore goes there. Goes here and here. No, it doesn't, goes there and there, so yellow's got to go like that. So now we do have a 4-5 thingamajig. And that can't be 5 because then that sees everything there. So yellow is 4. There's a 5, 5, 4. 2, 3 pair sees that. It's nice with these that when they do get going, they get going proper. I mean, I say that I haven't finished the puzzle yet, so maybe it all stops now. 1, 2, 3. So blue is 5. Get rid of 5 from there. They take a 2, so that's definitely a 3. Which gives us this. Gives us all of that. There we go. Oops. Nice. Yeah. Very good. Slow and steady, definitely got it. And it went for it at the end. Lovely puzzle. Nice idea. And well executed. Crushed, as it were. Problem is, it may be quick, but it's very much often not accurate. Fingers are a little fat, and the brain's a little slow sometimes. Yeah. I would be interested in. Whoops. I managed to both pin and then mute my tab while I was trying to duplicate it. Oh, now I refreshed it. Jesus. There we go. Row 1, row 2, column 1, row 2, column 2. I circled the right stuff? No, this cell. Row 5, column 4. Row 6, column 4, and row 6, column 5. Oh, because of that. Yeah. Because those two are the same, of course. I can work out why. So that's the same set as that. What does that help you with? Chuck those back in case that's needed to find them. Forces an extra region with the blue cells. Oh, what? So like, whoops. Ah, there we go. That is a region. Is that what you mean? Because these two are identical rather than forming an extra region, aren't they? Box on without the Renban. Yeah. It's like blue overall is a region and pink overall is a region. But I mean, those two just come straight from the rim band, don't they? I think. Definitely feels like there's a lot of extra sets. Was there like a specific set theory thing that you had in mind um for it, therefore? Yeah. There was probably it's magic. I mean, um yeah, I don't know. Because of the 6 stuff that I did was a bit odd, maybe. Yeah, it's just an interesting setup, isn't it? That there's a lot of stuff that you can, in theory, do with it all. You're making me have to make my rules box really big. I've got rid of normal Sudoku rule supply because felt straightforward that was true. Yeah, nice puzzle. Exactly. Where's it gone? Sorry, I will come on to Little Miracle next. But I wanted to have a look at this one. So normal Sudoku, normal equality, same odd even, same high lows, container 5, standard crop key, standard X, and then standard slingshot that row 8. If that's if that's a 4, then that cell and that cell are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Nice. So that's just 3, 6 off the bat. And we definitely have 6s somewhere here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 somewhere up there. Reset timer. Am I racing someone? 6s and 3s. The small digit in here is going to be relatively big. Not that that particularly matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I always forget if these can actually be 9s, but they can't they? Yeah. I got so bad at remembering to change that I gave up. Oh, this has got to be 1 high, 1 low. And they're the same parity, so these are going to be the same parity. So that is a 4-8 pair with a 1, 3, 7 or 9. I mean, that's going to be a 3, 4 or 5. Oh, and it's not 3, 7, look. So that is a 1, 9 pair with a 4, 8. So I wanted to put in some of the more restricted arrows, but you haven't actually given us very many more restricted arrows. Like that comes from 2, 3 or 4. That comes from 3, 4 or 5. But this could be a whole bunch of things. If that were 3, that would be a 6. Oh no, which it can't be because of this. So you do get the 3s and 6s that way around. And those 2 cells are going to be the same. Which come from something like this. Oops, row 2, column 5. This cell. No, it's not, is it? What on earth have I done there? That can be a 2 or a 4. Have I messed something else up as well? Or is that just pointing out the same thing? Ah, cool. So that's even and small, so that's got to be odd and big. If that were 7, it would go there with a 2 here. That should be allowed, I think. Obviously not 3s. That's even, so that's going to be odd. Which isn't going to do much straight away, I don't think. Not 1, not 3. But 2, 5, 6, or 7 is okay. It obviously can't be 5. If it were 6, it would be looking at one of those two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'd have 2 evens. So that's either 7 looking at a 4 or 2 looking at a 7. Because of the 9s are gone. It's obviously not 3. So if that were 2 and 7, it puts a 7 there. Oh, one of those is always 7, of course. Naturally. That's not a 5 because it's the qualities, they're both big. A 6 looks up there. If those two were 2s, yeah, no, that's fine because it then gives you the 7 and 4 and 4. If that were 4, it would force that to be 9. Those 2 9s, and if that's 2, that's a 7. Ooh, this is weird, isn't it? If that's 2, that's 7. And that's 4. Or that's 4. So, I mean, pink isn't 4. It's like a virtual 4 pair and also a virtual 7 pair across here as well. So 2, 7, 4. That's 4 there. Or 4 puts 9. Puts 7 and 2 puts 7. Which is also allowed. 2s here are kind of interesting. Because they put a 2 there. Make that cell 4 or 8. And this guy looking back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can't be a 5 at least. That doesn't really do much. 4s would have to pair with 7s. That's not 3 or 6. So that's not a 4. Surely this looks into here, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if that were 7, that would be 3. So that's even. And that is odd. So either that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, looking at a 7 here. Oh, a 2, 3, 4 triple, by the way, that I hadn't even noticed. Or that's, oh no, hang on. If that's 4 and 7, 7's here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 is there. Or that's 8 and 3, which puts 1, 2, 3, 8 and 3. Oh, that's not allowed because there's a 3 here. So this is 7, that is 4, which puts 7 there and puts 4 all the way along here. That 7 now looks up at the 9 and 1. And the 4 looks up as well. There we go. That should help us out a bit, maybe. Because that now can't be a 2. That's got to be 4, 9 and 1. I thought this did more. Maybe it was only when it was helping out over here. That. At least this comes down. Then that is 1, 2, 3. That's a 6 or 8. That's odd. And it's got to be a... What am I doing? What on earth am I doing? 9 and 1. Oh, dear Lord. Where did that go wrong? That's okay still. Box 3. Has to be. Oh, why? Well, hang on a minute. I had that arrow looking at this, didn't I? I just completely read the puzzle wrong. So, have I therefore assumed something I shouldn't have done? Probably not, because that 3 was gone. Only worrying thing is if that did anything weird. But I think it should be found. Okay. And we're fine from here, aren't we? Yeah. And pencil marks look okay. Right. Sorry about that. 5s, 8s, and 9s. So that's going across to here. So that could be 4 and 1. This thing, that can't be a 9. And that can't be a 3. That's definitely even. So that's definitely a 3. Yes, according to this. 2, 3. So therefore that is even. That is a 6 or 8. And therefore that is odd. But that could be 7 or 9. But we do know the 7 goes here. So the 9 goes there and the 4 goes there. Everything's looking okay. 2, 3, 4, 7, 9. That's not 8. That's not 1. Those two come 4, 5, and 6. So that's not a 2. In fact, that's not a 3. That has to be a 6. And those are 5. 5s according to this. 2, 3, 3 and 2. 1, 4, 6. No. Oh, this might have to be my last puzzle of the evening. What am I doing? 2s, multiple 2s. That's just a 3. That's just a 1. Right. Everything's okay. Nice. So, done that clue, done that clue, done this clue. Yeah, exactly. It all goes up, falls apart when it falls apart. Sevens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go here. 7 somewhere like that. There's a 4. Probably not actually going to be that helpful yet. I was thinking because I'd used some of the evens, but haven't really used enough. This little cell, again, doesn't really help us yet. There's a 6 at least. 1s and 8s. Also pencil mark that potentially. And along here. Yeah, I suppose that's a bit of a trouble. Bring it in again. If that were 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that doesn't work. So there's 7s there. I was hoping that would therefore need a 9, but not necessarily that. Oh, if that was 9, then that would have to be a 3. So that doesn't have a 7 or 9. That's 1, 3 with an 8. 8's up there. There's a 1, 1 and 8. 1 and 8 and 8. So 1, 2, 3. There's a 1 and 3. Nice. I 1, 2, 5, 9. Yeah, sorry, I need to remember to put the puzzle links in chat. I did used to do that and then forgotten. So that can't be a 5, else that would have to be a 1. If that were a 9, 9 and 4. Seems okay. In fact, what are these cells? These cells are 4 and 6, aren't they? Which 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6. That's got to be 4 and 6. 6, 9 and 2. No, it's all going wrong in it. Thank you. 4 and 3 and 4. 9, 4 and 3. That's therefore a pair of 2s. 6 and 9, 3. Looks like a 2. Yeah. Nope. 1, 7s. And 3s from this as well. 2s, 8s and 9s, but 8s were still okay. The 4s and 3s are sorted out. 1's up there. That leaves a 1-6 pair here. That certainly can't be a 1. 6 and 1 looks at the 7, that's good. 8s and 9s like that. 2s and 5s here. Ah. I missed something good. I absolutely butchered that solve, didn't I? Hey. Yeah, or you can hop on, have a look on, sorry. There are a fair few things there that... Holy smokes. 700 is massive. That is very cool. Yeah. Very nice indeed. I really need to start properly logging all my solves on LMT. Trouble is, I'll solve stuff in testing and then don't get around to adding the solves on. But yeah, thank you for the puzzles. I'll definitely call it there. My brain had definitely slowed down. Plus, I need to go fill out my form on for the judging stream of the skunkwork stuff. But yeah, that was very good fun. I might stream again over the weekend because I've still got... Yeah, sorry, Dory. I'll have to save your puzzle for another time. But I'll certainly keep it on the list and see how we go. Ah, nice. Thanks, Gub. I can bring you the replay as well if you want. But yeah, thanks for all tuning in. It'll be exciting to see whose puzzles are whose for the skunkwork stuff. I've no idea between the two of you. They were both such really good puzzles. But yeah, I will. It's like Cheesecake is streaming still, so I will pass you lads on to him, I think. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I'll chat to you all sometime soon over the weekend.